So our brain's on bling. I'm going to do a demo here, and I'd like to have 2 volunteers, please. I'm not going to make you do anything hard or horrendous or any of that. Martin, all right, come on up here. I'm going to give you red. And Anita. Hi, Anita. Thank you for coming up. Okay, we're going to talk about what your brains do when you walk into a store and see something that you like. You're going to go first, okay? So you can start blowing that balloon up. So when you go into a store and you see something that you really want, keep going, your brain starts getting flooded with chemicals like serotonin, the upper, the happy drug, adrenaline. Okay, you're almost there. Adrenaline and oxytocin, which is the love drug. That's perfect, thank you. So you've got serotonin, you've got adrenaline, you've got epinephrine, you've got all these drugs. The oxytocin love drug, it's no wonder when you see a pair of shoes or a car or something you like, you say, I love that. That's actually how you're feeling. You're feeling love because you've got oxytocin going whoosh, all over your brain, right? So it's natural. That's what happens when you walk in and you see something. Now, once your brain is in that state, you can do something that will save you a lot of money and your kids a lot of money too, is just go ahead and let go of the balloon up high. Okay, so if you walk out of the store, if you walk out of the store, the drugs will come down just like the air came out of the balloon, and you'll go back to a more logical state. When you're in that emotional state of having all those drugs flooding your brain, you're working on pure emotion, right? So what are the chances of you making a really good buying decision? Not so good. Not so good at all. So that's why the old saying, sleep on it, is such a valuable statement. It's actually totally correct, right? So on any purchases that are large, you know, for a teen, even anything over $50, $100, they really need to have the opportunity to make a logical decision, see if it's on their goal and their wish list, and so forth. Okay, Martin, it's your turn. Go ahead and start blowing up that balloon, please. So the green part of the green balloon represented the nucleus accumbens. We'll just call it the NA. And that's your motivated center in your brain. The red that Martin's blowing up represents what's called the insula. That's perfect, thank you. And the insula starts to basically get activated when you go to hand over cash. Okay, it's the pain and disgust mechanism of the brain. Yeah. So when you hand over cash, that's why you have a physiological feeling to paying for something. But what's the problem that the society our kids are growing up in is, and you can let that go?
Nobody pays cash.
Right. The insula does not fire when you use plastic or a phone or any technology to buy. Only when you hand over cash. So there's no feeling of loss. Okay? So that is the power of cash, and it's also one of the reasons there's so much urgency to teach our kids some of these tips and skills, is because they have no barrier to spending. None. There's nothing here, there's nothing here, there's no barrier, which used to exist. Thanks, guys, for your help. That's great. So hopefully that makes it really clear why there's major challenges that all of us have in spending, and how we can help our kids, you know, say, worst case scenario, put the item on hold for 3 hours and go have a meal, or, you know, get away from the environment so you can come back to a more logical state. Because typically most financial decisions are made emotionally, not logically. They're justified with logic, but they're made with emotion. And, you know, companies know that, right? So we really have to make sure we protect and teach our kids good decision making.